Okay, so I hope this is recording because I haven't done a video on AMD yet. I think I might have done AMD recordings in my first few videos. Obviously, I've been on NVIDIA for much of the period thereafter. But yeah, back on AMD right now. And the first topic of today is, as you can see, just addressing the card. Now, obviously, I had a video up the other day on my channel where I was a bit frustrated. Now, I did learn a bunch of things thereafter. I learned a lot from a few guys on OCN. When I say I learned, more like I gathered like important information, like important accompanying user experiences. And my friend Morgan was nice enough to also take like 20 minutes of his time to run port rails stress test for me. And yeah, apparently my friend Morgan was seeing very similar artifacts where basically the shadows would start to like make weird freaking like movements, like weird like dancing shadows, and like it's like geometry's like breaking, and like shadows are like in places they shouldn't be and stuff. And so and a lot of, apparently the two guys I was talking to OC and also had similar geometry glitches on Port Real. And apparently what's happening is it seems like the benchmark is like, I don't know if it's a driver problem or if it's the architecture. Something is happening where 7,000 cards don't do well in Port Royal. Like it's not a good showing. It's something there's something fundamentally that needs to be addressed by AMD. Um, right now I'll tell you for fun. While recording, my idle power draw is 230 watts from the wall. I'm reading that from my PSU's actual reading that it takes the wall socket reading. So if you're curious about what the card draws at idle, it's about um, I've seen like 180 watts completely doing nothing, and then the PC total, by the way. So the CPU and then plus the GPU and everything else. There's not much else in my parts. Like I only have an AIO connected. I have the GPU, the CPU that draw power, and then the RAM that draws power. And I have like two fans, and then otherwise nothing else is drawing power. So I mean, obviously my components do, like my motherboard, my keyboard, and my mouse, obviously. Um, but yeah, so yeah, the card is not as efficient at idle as Nvidia. That's something we've known already. That's not a surprise. I wouldn't call it the end of the world, especially for not someone like me in South Africa, because right where we live, we're talking like I don't know what the dollar conversion is. What it would be? What would be like? If I had to take a wild guess, it would be something like this, approximately something like this. Yeah, about $0.15 approximately per kilowatt hour, more or less. That depends on the area, but yeah, more or less. So yeah, we have very cheap power compared to you guys in America. I know a lot of our viewers are Americans, and then also compared to Europe as well, we have very cheap power. I don't exactly know why. It's not very consistent power, but it's cheaper. That's for damn sure. When you convert our currency, it compares to your guys' currencies like nothing. So that's a bit interesting. But yeah, so I don't really worry too much about like 100 watts on the card at idle. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really cost much to run, to be honest. I mean, gaming PC itself to sustain is not much in our country, which is quite lucky. And I myself don't game 8 hours a day. I can't. I don't have the energy anymore. I game maybe 2 hours a day when I'm not doing other things. Sometimes forward a stretch. But yeah. So otherwise, the driver issues are the first point, and that was what I had to say was just right now the driver has. Well, I don't know if a driver could fix this, but right now, as the card stands, the idle power draw is quite high. I know Nvidia had high idle power draw initially with Ampere as well. I think they fixed it a little bit. I don't know, but maybe that could be fixed in later driver. I have no idea. But yeah, so power draw for like stuff like desktop or like recording, it's mundane tasks tend to draw more power than you would think. Well, funny enough, let me just check HW info because I'm wondering what it would look like in the sensor readings compared to my power supplies. No, not at all. Yeah, look at HW, like 130 watts. Yeah, 130 watts in HW. Yeah, there we go. So 130 watts here, plus CPU is about what, like 50 watts. Yeah, that makes sense. It's about 180ish. Plus the fans and stuff and the air. Yeah, so about 250. So that's about 230. Yeah, so that's about what I'm seeing. So yeah, recording a video, yeah, that's what it draws. So if you guys are curious, the card is not exactly efficient. So that's however you want to consider it. Performance. Performance wise. Okay, so after getting the port royal info, I I did stress test stuff like Fire Strike, Time Spy, and Speedway at stock, and those ran completely stable. So yeah, otherwise that's completely fine. Performance wise, the card does really well. The card is pretty much faster than a 4080 in COD at 4K, even comparing FSR versus DLSS. I can't really tell a big difference, but the card seems marginally faster. Um, Honestly, I don't know how to draw from the data online. I didn't take. Well, I could do 40 or this card's benchmarks. The problem is the 4080 was tested with the i9. Oh, sorry, i7, and single rank RAM. It's just a different configuration. I'm not sure if I could provide accurate data for the this current card and compare it fairly. But I honestly would say you could consider this card a 4080 with no ray tracing and more VRAM. You could pretty much just assume like that's what it is. Because that's basically what it is. It's you're not gonna play any games and like notice this card being any faster or slower than a 4080 unless the game is like very heavily AMD favored, which like some games like Valhalla for example. But yeah, and maybe like Watch Dogs Legion with no DXR and like no upsampling because obviously video cards have DLSS in that game. Um, there's no FSR. So if you want to compare DLSS versus native, then obviously AMD loses. But native versus native, this card does win in that game. And then there's some games this card as well. But yeah, otherwise I would say performance. Expect the 4080s numbers, except just really bad ray tracing and no frame gen and less features. But you get more VRAM. So I don't know what do you, like. I mean, and then performance wise, again, this ties into performance, I guess, in a way. And that is overclocking or just manual tuning, so not stock performance. And yeah, I found as many online do that actually bringing the card down below 1.1 volts is actually ideal. If you do benchmarks run by run, you'll find that having the card slider maxed out to 1150, it doesn't really help. It doesn't even. You just don't see clock scaling with the voltage. You don't see any benefits. You just see higher power draw and less sustained clocks, like worse sustained boost clocks, worse temperatures and stuff. So honestly, like the ideal configuration of this card is like this voltage range, like 1070 to 1080 in gaming and benchmarks actually. And then this slider is very very weird. You can jack this up like 3500. It doesn't affect stability how you think it would. It's a very strange architecture. It's a very strange OC experience. It's just very weird. It's not easy to tune. It's not easy to score high in benchmarks. It's just very very difficult. This card is not something you should buy if you are a very casual gamer who doesn't like messing around with stuff. Well, I mean, look, you could potentially buy this card and have no issues, right? You could have no issues and just like run this card and have, find hotspot temps and find everything else, and maybe you never notice anything. But if you get, graphical glitches and then you can't pass a certain stress test and then you have to like worry about, okay, your hotspot's getting too warm or whatever. Like, this card just has quirks to where maybe if you aren't so into overclocking and stuff or over into like tuning, you might want to skip it. Like it's just like you might want to skip it. So yeah, but that's pretty much it with this with performance. The card performs fine. Look, it performs fine. Once you've got it set up, it performs completely fine. I didn't notice any like weird stutters or glitches. I played COD. I don't notice dips. The card runs COD very smoothly. Honestly, like I can't say the card is like particularly, like bad in terms of just like overall reliability. It seems fine. It just seems like you need to know where it can run. If you set this slider too high, or this one too high, or this too low or too high or whatever, you're gonna have weird outcomes that you have to mitigate yourself. And maybe if you aren't into that kind of thing, you just skip. Like it's not something you could use if you just you'd have to get lucky, right? If you get lucky, maybe you just have to you don't have to do any tuning, but odds are you're going to end up experiencing something, and Nvidia does have more features. Honestly, at the MSRP, the 4080 does seem like it makes more sense to buy. I probably would say buy the 4080. I can't really see a reason why I would recommend this card at MSRP. I don't really think the $200 is worth the what it is. I don't really think so. I mean, personally speaking, I paid $900 for this card, so I've had the benefit of Um, just like having a good purchase price, and now I can enjoy the card for cheap. And you know, when the card is this cheap, it's not hard to forego all the gripes and quirks, right? But if you paid $1,300 for this card, then yeah, you're gonna be pissed. So that's kind of that. I don't know. I don't hate this card. I don't hate AMD. It's a fine card. But yeah, you have to know what you're signing up for. Stability wise, again, like I said, it's relatively stable. I don't find it particularly weird. It doesn't crash out like crazy. It doesn't crash out in benchmarks that you'd expect it to run fair fine. Port Royal, like I said, it's terrible. It has weird stability problems, weird artifacts. It's not really reliable on anyone's card. My card doesn't pass at all at stock settings. People online pass, but they get the artifacts either way. But other benchmarks like Speedway and stuff, actually you don't crash very often. You can push the card kind of far, and you won't crash very often. If you do something really dumb, you'll crash. But stability-wise, the architecture seems relatively okay. I don't know. I don't think it's particularly bad, to be honest, which is maybe surprising. I was expecting more problems, to be honest, like in terms of crashing and stuff in games. User experience pretty much ties everything together. Look, this app is quite nice. It's a nice app. It's always been nice. It's been the same app for like the last 2 years. The same design. It looks good. It's got its style. This is the design language they've chosen. Everything is in the same place as it was 2 years ago. This is how the recording thing looks compared to Nvidia's. This is how your overclocking tab is going to look. It's been the same way for the last 2 years, like I said. The cog wheel where all your settings are and your display settings, and this is all the same stuff that we've had for 2 years now. So if you know the app 2 years ago, same app. It's whatever. If you like it, don't like it, whatever. This is the app, and I think it looks fine. I think it's got all the features you'd want. I don't really particularly hate it. I think it looks more polished than Nvidia's control panel. In terms of features, AV1 recording is nice. I don't really know too much about recording standards and specifications. I'm not really a photography or videography buff. I don't really know too much about that kind of stuff. But apparently AV1's got good quality and good compression, and it's the new standard, so that's cool. So you get AV1 and you get all the fun optimizations that they offer you in the media engine, which I don't really understand, but whatever. It's there. This card has features. It doesn't have. It has now. If you look, I think I can find it somewhere here. It'll be. Wait, let me. It's a bit confusing to navigate this app. It is a bit convoluted. But yeah. So here now they have noise suppression, which I don't believe they had 2 years ago, right? But this is apparently machine learning noise suppression that mimics Nvidia's broadcast, which is very helpful for me because obviously I've got I'm living with my great grandmother who's got dementia, so obviously I like to have noise suppression on in case she does kind of have nightmares and stuff. So it's very useful. It's a useful feature, and I'm glad they have it because they didn't have it. That's a big L, especially if you record and stuff like that, because having background noise is really annoying, and obviously it's gonna ruin your viewers' experience. So yeah, the card's got some decent features. It doesn't have video super rares. It doesn't have apparently FrameGen is coming. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it. I've heard about FSR 3 or something. I don't know, guys. Whatever they do, I have no idea. I'll look at it when it's there, but I'm wondering what that'll be like. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, the card's it's chilled, man. It's alright card. It's alright. The design is beautiful for the reference card, the NBA card. Honestly, best card I've ever held and looked at, and it's honestly the best aesthetic GPU I've ever experienced in person. It's the best, like hands down. This card's design, the plastics they used, the metals they used, the brushing of the metal, the polish on the fins, it's just crisp, dude. It is the most solid, most premium, most futuristic looking card I've. Honestly, it's just something else. It makes Nvidia's lineup look archaic. It's just so polished in real life. It's so nice. It's so beautiful. It's a step up from the last gen. So 6000 series reference cards are pretty as well. They were very pretty in my opinion. Very polished, same solid feel. But this card is just a cut above. It's just a little bit more polished. I thought the card looked stupid in renders and pictures because it's rounded and like it's not like squared off, so it looks cheaper. But in person, bro, take this out of the bag and it's like, wow. It's like in your hand, it's solid. It's just like this, like you just look at it and like, damn, this thing is like properly built. Like it's just built so well. So, and obviously you saw the Bauer tear down when he cuts the vapor chamber. It's like this very very pretty like meshed copper and stuff. It's a very pretty design. Honestly, man, this card is cool. It sucks that some NBA designs had had a faulty vapor chamber, had like a lack of fluid and whatever, so that sucks, but the one I got is perfectly fine. I could show you some clips some other time, but when I'm playing COD with my 1075 millivolt tune, it's boosting to around like 2700, 2800 megahertz. Hotspot temp never goes above like 67, 70 degrees. I mean hotspot temp, like the one that get like 115 on like the older the early samples, like 70 degrees, man, at 350 watts. It's very solid. It's a very decent design. It's no Merc, it's no Nitro Plus, it's no Red Devil, but it's decent. The NBA design is fine. But yeah, that's my thoughts overall on this card. I'm not gonna really benchmark anything because, like I said earlier, getting this card to max out is difficult. The clock behavior is difficult. It's a difficult architecture to work with. You need the AIB designs to push that power envelope and keep the hotspot down to get the card boosting more, more consistently. And unless you have like a Nitro or whatever, I don't really think you can win benchmarks. It's just not really. There's no real merit to it. It's just kind of like I don't see a point. But anyway, so yeah, so that's it. It's a good gaming card. I'm gonna game on it. I think it's fine to use with this configuration I have set now. And yeah, so that's pretty much it on this card. I not too bad, not too bad. I'll probably make some videos, gaming on it and get like showing FPS numbers for like ray tracing and stuff, just for fun. But yeah, this card is not so bad, honestly. And next topic is I want to try and cut to this quickly because I don't have much time to record. I have load shedding soon, but and also I can see the recording in the top corner is going quite long. It's already like 17 minutes. Let me just breeze this because this is something that I've noticed online. I can't believe that people believe this, but and by the way, the first person who's the person who might think I'm talking about, I'm not talking about them specifically. It's like I noticed a few people online saying something along these lines, and then I realized the reason for the Intel hate, and then I realized, wait, people really think that Zen 3D means you can go to the shops, buy a 6,400 mega transfer kit, put it in your board, not stress test, and just game on it. What? Are you kidding me? People believe that? I can't believe that, dude. That's insane, guys. The Zen IMC does not deal well with memory speeds like nearing 6400. Like towards 64, the samples that can do 64 start becoming as rare as the samples that can do like 84 on Intel. Like, guys, I've seen very few Zen 64 results, and a lot of people I know who own Zen didn't run 64 daily. I've spoken to like two guys from my country that like had Zen 4, and they weren't running 64, and they said it was hard to run like even 62. So I don't know where these strange ideas are coming from. You're gonna buy a 64 and XMP kit and just run it, and it's not, or Expo kit, and it's no stress test. What? Dude, that's incredible. I can't believe it. But you know what? It's cool. You go try that and see how it goes. Best of luck to you fellas. But yeah, to everyone else that's willing to listen to reason, if you do buy Expo, do not expect to get away with no stress testing. It's DDR5. Okay, it's DDR5. You need a stress test, because your board sample, your IMC might suck, right? Whatever you buy, 64, 62, you might not even train. It might not even train. It might not initialize. If it does train, you might not be stable. Like, it might not be reboot stable. It's just, you have to stress test. You have to. It's the same stuff as Intel. The difference is, if you're going to do Expo and not manually tune, all it means is you won't make your own adjustments. It'll just mean you buy the kit, put it in, stress test it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, if you want to RMA it, go try, And if you get a new kit, maybe that one works. I don't know. And then whatever, or or just end up having to tune it regardless. I don't know. Good luck, but I'm just gonna say to you guys, the only RAM kits that ever required no stress testing were JDEC. JDEC mixed with your CPU's factory specs. That is no stress test requirements. Like, let me show you guys real quick. Let me just show you guys. So let me find a CPU. So I think we have these in stock now. I think it's is this 3D chip? Let me check. This is non-3D. Let me find the 3D one for you guys. Here we go. So right now, I don't believe that AMD have improved the IO die. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. They straight up haven't. No. What am I saying? I don't believe. What? That's dumb. They haven't. The IO die is not changed, guys. The Zen 4 parts came out in November, guys. It is March.
Hello?
No. Dylan, no. I'm recording. Guys, it is March, and you guys think that they've improved the IO die? Are you kidding me? Guys, how could the silicon improve between November and now, and somehow you believe that now 6400 is like easy? That makes no sense at all. Like, guys, this same IO die is the same one on the normal one. Let me go back, hold on. Like, this same 6nm IO die is the same one you'll find on this chip. Where is it? Here we go. Same one. The difference is that now you have 3D cache. So I don't know. I forgot how they do it again. But whatever. Like, but the IO die is the same thing. It's. I mean, there's a chance that maybe like because they're doing like a 3D stack IO die, there's a chance like maybe better silicon quality on average. And I don't know, man. Like whatever. I guess so, man. Like I guess so. Like the odds are maybe your Zen 3D chip might have a better IO die. But guys, I don't believe that people think they're gonna just run XMPs like at these speeds and like just destroy Intel, and it's like all free performance and there's no stress testing and it's all like, oh, just plug and play. It's like, I don't know, guys. I feel like it's a lot of copium. Yeah, the same chip, just 3D cache. That's it. Like no change in IMC speeds really. Like in realistically speaking. So if you come down to specs, right? Look at specs. This is your max single rank speed. And apparently for dual rank, you have the same speed, which is pretty cool. Well, I mean, I don't believe this is like the max. I think you could do much higher, obviously, but this is your max factory speed. And there's no JDEC speed at this spec. So what you'd have to do is, if you wanted no stress testing, buy a 4800 JDEC kit, and that's it. Like 56 JDEC is not going to work technically by your metrics, your whole plug and play metrics. Well, let me tell you, a JDEC 5600 kit is not going to be within spec. So technically, that's not support. That's not actually plug and play. By AMD's own metrics. And you could try this spec. It might work. Odds are it might work on some good samples, but like, there's no guarantee, and you'll definitely have to stress this. So I don't understand. Like, it's very strange to me. But yeah, and if you want to understand like why, okay, you come back to me and be like, oh, well, then there's like there's 1500 kits. Why don't I buy that? Well, let me tell you something. Let's go to Newegg because it doesn't have my address in it. Let me just so these kits, these ones that exist, they are not JDEC kits. So the voltage at XMP is not JDEC voltage, and that's important for a reason. Let me just explain when I find one. Hold on. Let's say Corsair Vengeance. So let me show you guys. But you know this already. But like, this kit is 1.25 volts, right? Now this kit technically by AMD specs should work, no problem, right? But the problem is it's not JDEC, and when a kit's not JDEC, 1.25 on your VDD and VDDQ means that your drive voltage needs to be able to sustain that higher than JDEC, signal. So technically speaking, the board BIOS has to be coded well enough, the board itself has to be good enough, and your IMC has to be good enough to be able to communicate at this kind of voltage level. And obviously, like I said before, every single hardware piece has a limit of where it scales. So technically speaking, there could be a sample out there that cannot scale up to like 1.25. I don't think what is like VDDCIO. What is the rail called? The one that you guys use on Zen. It's Intel's version of VDD2. What is that rail called? I think it's called VDDCIO. I don't know. But anyway, that rail needs to scale. So this is not a plug-and-play, technically. Like, you need a 1.1 volt JDEC kit. That's plug-and-play. So if there was a 1.1 volt 5200 kit, then yeah, that would work. But no, they don't exist. So good luck beating Intel at 4800. I don't know. Like, and then you'd be like, oh, dude, 6000 will run. I'm not gonna stress. Like, good luck. God bless you. Good luck. Like, I never crashed in COD, so like whatever. Good luck. Not stress testing. I best of luck. Hope it goes well. But yeah. So very strange. I don't understand sometimes where people get these ideas from. But whatever. Anyway, Raptor Legs value thing. So I don't want to do it again, man. It's annoying because I've done this I did this a long time ago. Same deal, dude. Like the 13700K is because obviously you guys aren't going to buy the 16 core. You guys are going to buy the 8 core. 13700K is $400. The gigabyte board is 270 or 260. I think it was 260. And then like the RAM kit's 180. It's still 180. I've checked again. Like, dude, this gets you most of the max of Raptor Lake. This right here gets you 5.5p and like 74 to 7600 megatransfers like easily on this board. So that gets you. So the problem I have is someone was like saying or think. Wait, hold on. I realized like when people that are saying Intel stuff is too expensive, like they have to buy AMD ports, right? What do they buy? So I'm like, they're gonna buy B650, right? But what are they gonna buy? Because what does B650 actually look like in terms of cost and features? And yeah, I came to some interesting conclusions because like I mean, let me filter lowest price. So wait, let me fix this. Hold on. So okay, let's be fair, guys. Are any of you guys keen on buying one of these? Because if you're gonna comment on this video and be like, "Yo, I'll buy that, dude," totally. Like, are you being serious? Because I don't think you are. Like, I just do not see people buying this for 185 when you could buy this for 220. Like, is anyone buying these? Like, does it make any sense? Like, why on earth are you buying these when this thing is 220? Like, this I can get behind. This is chilled. Like, this is fine. This is effectively the Intel, the one I recommend for Intel. Same board, basically, the B6. Yo, this is fine. I'd say buy this. Yo, this is cool. Like, this looks like a pretty good board. Like, you know, decent looking, good heatsink, you know, good I/O, Wi-Fi 6, you know, just decent, good board. $220 is fine. Like, are you really gonna buy a $185 board just because you want to like prove a point? Like, just because you want to be like, oh, well, dude, I could buy a $150 board for my, you know, 3D chip, dude. I want to buy this thing because, like, look, it's so cheap, dude. Good value, bro. Fuck off. Come on, like, six. What is this? Come on, like, 6 V-core phases, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you really think this is an adequate motherboard? Like, you're telling me this is the lowest end of B650M? Like, who is buying this, bro? Like, 6 V-core stages, but like, no one's buying this. Come on now, guys. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Like, can we please stop and just like come back to normalcy? Like, why are we being funny, guys? Like, oh, dude, Intel's boards are also expensive, bro. I could buy a $150 board for my 3D chip, dude. Like, oh, dude, solid, bro. Good luck with 6 V-core phases, bro. Like, 6 V-core, like, DR MOS components, the worst possible ones. Terrible looking board. Like, are you actually gonna buy this thing, dude? Like, there's no way you're actually buying this. Like, dude, I actually can't believe some of the stuff I come across online. So yeah, dude, honestly, I would say this is about the lowest end you can go on Zen. I would say this is like the lowest board you want to buy, right? Like, this is basically like the worst one you'd want to put in your PC. Because I can't really see a reason to buy anything else. So 220. And then Intel's board is what? Like, and someone trying to tell me you can't tune, like, good luck getting 70, bro, 76 on this board is like, bro, this is like, in my sleep, my guy, like, what? Like, dude, like, bro, I could be drunk. Like, dude, this board is 260. It's $40 more than AMD's board. And you want to argue that the problem is the motherboard cost? Like, are you kidding me? No, guys. Like, why do people want to dick ride AMD so hard? I don't get it. Like, okay, they're decent CPUs, but like, why? What is the whole point of this like idiocracy? It's so stupid. Like, I don't get it. Like, sometimes I feel like it's so blatantly obvious that there's like bias towards companies that isn't like driven by any rational reasoning. So y'all, like, what is AMD's combo here? Like, let me actually go back to Newegg. Let me just check back and see what the i7's going for. I might use Micro Center, but honestly, like, the problem with Micro Center is not everyone has them near them in America, so I can't even use it as like a reference point because, like, Micro Center is like in some areas and like most deals aren't like online, like aren't available online. So I don't know. Let me check the i7 real quick. So yeah, $400. So I'm right. I'm still about 420. Oh, well, let me just be fair. I'll say 420 because it is 420. And the board is 260, like you saw, 260. The kit's 180 on Amazon, so whatever. Like, you could try and find it here as well. 64 on a C32. It will be on here, by the way. But you might want to buy Amazon's kit because Amazon allows like free returns. So if you want to like make sure it's 8i, you can buy a few of them and like return the ones that aren't 8i. So yeah, Amazon has it though. 6400 megahertz. Now you guys all know where I live. It's great. So it's this one over. No. This one. 170 now. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, and if I want to be really petty, I can go with the non-RGB version. That's gonna be like 160. So guys, am I scamming you? Am I like talking shit? Because like I'm literally right now on my computer in live, like, real time, showing you what the setup costs you. I mean, this literally costs you this. Like, it's like, if you're an NA, this is what it costs you. And NA is where most of these arguments are coming from anyway. So like, NA is the context, but yeah. So there you go. Like, so AMD's offerings right now, 450 plus 220. I'm sorry, but the guys, I am not considering any board below that. If you're gonna tell me you're gonna buy a $180 board just out of spite to spite Intel, like, no, it's a shit board. Like, the one that's 220 is fine. That one's fine. Anything else, just stop. Just stop. Just don't be dumb. Like, buy a decent board. It's $40 for goodness sake. Like, kit wise, what do you guys want to buy? Because I mean, I guess you guys are using that as like a point of reference. So I guess I could go like the cheapest DDR5, right? Like 32 gigs DDR5. Wait, DDR6, dude. Imagine. Anyway, DDR5, about like, okay, what, this one, right? Yeah, guys, you guys about this one because it's like Corsair. Okay, no, you guys have the RGB one, so maybe. Well, no, the Intel one was not RGB, so I guess use the cheapest. Okay, let's just pretend like you didn't have to stress test this one, right? Because it's 5200, even though it's not JDEC voltage. Okay, let's say you could just run this like no problems, right? Okay, $120 for this, right? Within AMD spec, apparently no stress testing required. Cool, cheap, Corsair, great stuff. Okay, cool. So $120. You're saving $40. $40 to lose over 2,000 mega transfers. Well done. Great stuff. Really, really awesome value there. Great savings. $40, top class. I would definitely buy this kit instead of adding $40 to get like. I mean, dude, like, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing here? Like, really, like, do I have to add it up? Like, dude, you're saving $50. $50 on the combo. Dude, like, you're saving $50 and you lost 8 cores. You now can't stream, you can't render stuff, you can't benchmark. Like, you can't even download a game while you're playing other games. Like, dude, like, you realize there are people online that will literally help you overclock your RAM for you. Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I please, can I stop having to like address this problem? Like, can we just stop being stupid, please? Dear God, please. Like, just watch this video and just stop with this nonsense. Like, I beg you, please, all of you, just please stop. I'm pleading with you. It's so dumb. It's literally so stupid, dude. Okay, let me just add a context because it's there anyway. I know the Intel chip's 580 right now. It's 580, right? Plus 260 again, because that board's VRM is completely fine for the i9. It's 16 V-core phases at 70 amps, completely fine. Same RAM kit, still 8i. And then you want the 16-core AMD part. Okay, that's $700. Great. Great stuff. $700 plus 220 plus... Can't find my freaking keys now. What am I doing, guys? Okay. Plus 120, right? There you go. So, what are you doing there? So let's see. 580 plus 260 plus 160. That's $1,000 on the dot. And then 700 plus 220 plus 120 is 1040. You're paying $40 more. You get 8 less cores, worse R23 performance, so worse than the next R23, worse 3D Mark time spy. What else do you get? You get, I don't know. You lose some games, paying $40 more. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. But apparently every single AMD owner is like a multi-millionaire who can't tune their RAM for like 2 hours, so, yeah. Apparently, like AMD owners can't like afford to spend 2 hours on tuning the system. It's just too much time, you know. Like, I bet you guys don't build your own PCs either, right? Anyway, so I'll go 70 and X3D combo. Please stop. If you go online and you talk shit, like, just know that you're already wrong. Like, you are wrong already. Like, you're just saying things that have no real, like, purpose in reality. Like, there's no real, like, basis behind it. It's just like you're just saying things. Like, so basically what we're dealing with now is gaming on AMD's 8 core versus the i7. Like I said, so you save $50, right? Gaming is overall, you're gonna probably see like a slight edge overall in all games for the 8 core chip. You're gonna win some of the niche games that really benefit from the 3D cache, and then you get completely bodied in everything that requires more cores. So whether it's Cinebench, 3D Mark, rendering, anything. Downloading games while using your computer, doing multiple workloads at the same time, like streaming, whatever, anything, any sort of multi-core heavy kind of use case, you get completely like whitewash bodied, absolutely destroyed, like bodied, bro, completely destroyed. 8 cores, like on the i7, literally just make it way better, like in terms of everything else. So yeah, like this, in my opinion, is a cause for calling it a like friendly handshake. Okay, choose your battle, and then that's that. Like if you really play those games, you need those you need like to play Factorio and stuff. Okay, cool. Buy the aim chip. Cool, it's fine. It's a fair choice, but just know it's not free lunch. Like you still get bodied in your. No, but it's not like you're not going to start catching up in these applications. Like it's not going to happen, right? I'm not dumb. Like it's what I'm saying is completely true. You already know this. Like you're not going to stream that thing. So, like I'm not wrong. Like this is not opinion. This is objective. Like you're not gonna compete with 8 cores, 16 threads against a 24 thread part, 16 cores, and tell me you're gonna somehow, hold the candle. You're not gonna hold the candle. It's not gonna happen, right? The 16 core, benchmarks rendering blow for blow. So 32 threads, 32 threads, both 24 cores in i9 though, and you get some bit of rendering apps and like Adobe QuickSync you can use and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. So it's blow for blow. Some AMD win, some Intel win on the 16 core battle, or the i9 versus the 950 battle. And then in gaming it's like sort of blow for blow because this chip's not as good at gaming as this chip. And then you lose 8 cores, but I guess it doesn't matter because it's still 32 threads, I guess, whatever. And I mean, it costs more money, so whatever. Like, again, this is like, pick your battle. If you want to buy AMD, whatever. Like, it's okay, but like, Intel is not lost here, like, Intel is not lost by like a significant, margin, or like, it's not like a blowout. Like, AMD doesn't win here. It's like an all-out victory. Like, people are speaking like Intel have completely gotten like destroyed. No, it's not an all-out victory. It's not. It really isn't. Like, please, just like, stop being dumb. It's like AMD is fine. I haven't been making videos trashing AMD, have I? I haven't been tweeting about AMD being horrible. AMD, I think it's fine. I think they're okay. Like, they're alright. It's okay. Like, these chips are what the Zen 4 should have been. Zen 4 should have been these launch. Like, these are fine. $700 for this thing is fine. 450 is fine. I don't mind the pricing. It's fine. Like, these are fine. If you want to buy this, it's fine. It's not bad. It's just not this big deal. Like, it's just not, right? And then last topic before I have no power, dual rank D5. Okay, on my personal board, I got 6.8, 7,000 destabilized auto view reboot. So 6.8. Cool, that's all. Outcomes, pretty much this. Pretty much. That's it, pretty much, there we go. That's all you have to know. So yeah, guys, that's this video. Multiple topics covered. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the rant. And yeah, I'll check you guys in the next one.